Be still my soul.
Which philosophical tradition do you disagree with most?
Primarily I disagree with the Abrahamic traditions, namely Christianity. I think they're very limiting and limited in their understanding of the human condition and science. I think really they're there to control dogmatically our existence in this world, and I really don't care for the manner in which they do it.
Okay, a part of me wants to say empiricism, but I'm like extremely that way. Like how I live my life is extremely empirical, but I kind of disagree with it because there's a lot of things that you can't see or touch or feel, but you just know. You can't base everything on that, but through my actions, I base most of my actions on that.
Philosopher you admire most?
The philosopher I admire most would probably have to be Gautama Siddhartha, who was the Buddha who started Buddhism. I think that leads into the next question as to what philosophy I admire the most, which would probably be Buddhist philosophy, as it is a non-theistic philosophy which helps us lead better lives through righteous thought and righteous actions, and makes us take accountability for our actions as well too.
Around mostly Kant.
Why?
His lifestyle. I'm sorry, but his lifestyle is just...
What about his lifestyle?
Basically just the way he studies and the way he lives, just very isolated and almost crazy, you know what I mean? Very just to himself, and he had his own, he's a crazy guy at the coffee shop, you know what I mean? That was him, and everything that he says is that way.
Are science and religion compatible?
Are science and religion compatible? An easy answer to that would be no, because religion's based more on a magical principle than a logical principle. But if you look at, let's say, a religion like Islam, it breaks it down into science about how the world was made, about how the universe was made, how the Big Bang Theory basically incorporates it into the religion. So they can go together.
That is a retarded question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think that's the dumbest question I've heard in a long time.
Why?
Simply because it's saying do black and white mix. Science and religion are contradictory, so how are they compatible?
No, I don't think they are. I think the fundamental ideas behind both are completely opposite in most cases, and therefore, I think people, some scientists are religious and they believe that, yeah, I can have faith and stuff, but science is completely based on fact and the knowledge that can be tested and proven, whereas religion, pretty much religious texts were man-written, man-created, and haven't been proven in 99% of the cases. So, no, not really.
Does God exist?
Does God exist? I believe, in my personal belief, is that God does exist. And if you look at the mind and the way the mind works, depending on your own logic, you have to think that some way God does exist. And there are certain things that happen in life that you have to witness and see. That, when my grandmother died, there were certain things that happened to her that happened to different people, that she does exist. It's hard for me to describe it, but I think that's more of a personal belief that he does exist.
I don't believe God exists. I think there is a need inside humans to have some kind of faith in a higher being that's been repeatedly passed on throughout time, which is why God exists. But whether or not there is a God somewhere up there, up in the sky, or wherever he is, I think God is all right here and right here for people. He's not an actual being.
If God does exist, I don't think God gives two shits about us, you know? And if you consider the enormity of the universe and what science is proposing in terms of multidimensional M theory and the like, It's very hard to fathom that God, as is prescribed by the various religions of the world, exists as it is said in those theological tomes. However, that being said, I think in certain philosophies, it says that God is unknowable because of our small little human minds. We are not able to fully comprehend the infinite nature of what a supreme being is. So I think it is very possible, but given my agnostic roots, I would say it is unknowable.
What happens to us after death?
After death, we go in the ground in most cases, unless you're cremated, and your body decomposes and the worms eat it, and that's it. And hopefully your memory lives on. And if it doesn't, oh well.
I think after death that our soul goes up and rests until the day of judgment, and then we are judged upon and see from our sins if we go to hell or heaven, depending.
I'm going to take the scientific approach to this. I think we return to the universe in a sense through the law of conservation of mass and energy. Therefore, I don't believe in burials, but I do believe in cremation, as it probably most wholly lets us return to the universe as heat, as energy, as dust. Everything that has ever, or that does exist in the universe, has existed since the beginning of time. So when that Big Bang happened, we existed as energy, as particles, as gas, as some kind of matter, and what we are in physical form today is just a different manifestation of what has always been. And when we die, we re-enter that, I guess, atomic, subatomic phase, different phases, and we become different things. I may be a flower, a chair, multi-different things, because those elements that are inside of me are never destroyed and never recreated.
After we die, there are several things that happen. One thing that happens is you level up. You level up. See, this is level 3 right now. You die and then you go to level 4. And then when you reach level 13, then you get like 100 jumbo gold coins.
Will artificial intelligence equal or surpass human intelligence?
That's a hard one. I don't think so. I feel like artificial intelligence is, what are the curves that go like this? The, I don't know, E to the whatever. It's that curve where it grows really fast and then it kind of like staggers off at the end. I feel like that's what technology is going to be eventually. It's just going to kind of become stagnant.
Artificial intelligence can never surpass human intelligence because artificial intelligence has been taught by human intelligence, and artificial intelligence only has commands that we teach it to.
Yes, and the reason for that is the ability to recall and deal with a massive amount of energy within short periods of time. Now, our minds are only capable of processing so much information, holding so much information. Now, when artificial intelligence really starts to flourish, and I'm talking this is going to happen 50, 100, 200 years down the road, they will be able to, whatever artificial intelligence there is, they will be able to not only think and decide for themselves, they will be able to handle such a large amount of information in such a fractional amount of time that they will surpass anything that our human brains are capable of doing.
If artificial intelligence exceeds our intelligence, that's just because we've gotten lazier, as the robots have just been consistently the same.
Okay, I'd bring 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I'd bring the Upanishads, which are a collection of ancient Hindu wisdom, the Dharmapada, which is Buddhist philosophy, and I guess the last book I'd bring would be, wow. I don't really know, but let's just throw out the Tao of Physics. I don't remember who wrote it, but when I read it, it was damn good.
I wouldn't bring 5 books to a deserted island. I would write books on a deserted island. What the fuck are you gonna do with 5 books?